So it's come to my attention that this TikToker that goes by Brent, the ex-patriarch, has made a video where he brings up a story where I was falsely accused of being a domestic terrorist for trying to bomb a hospital in an effort to discredit the men's rights movement. So this is his video, which he's titled "The Danger of Men's Rights Activists," where he drags up this completely nonsensical story. But let's see what he's talking about.
My biggest problem with men's rights advocates is they often platform and hand the microphone to some of the most dangerous individuals.
He means me.
And Miss Fanny Adams showing back up in my comments gives me an opportunity to talk about it.
Okay, so now you're probably thinking, Blue, what the heck is this about you being a terrorist trying to bomb a hospital? So let me skip ahead and just kind of show you what that story was, and then we'll continue.
His new friends, the kind that make headlines.
The FBI is looking into threatening YouTube videos posted by a Delray Beach man.
That would still be me.
The videos were so alarming, Boynton Beach police contacted the FBI and sent out this alert to area law enforcement. According to a police bulletin, in the videos, talks angrily about girls not paying attention to him. He talks about starting his own holy war against feminism and says he'll be famous within 2 months for what he's about to do. In another video, videos himself walking through a local hospital, talking about how bad security is and how he could easily the place up or blow it up. According to the police bulletin, his name was put into the FBI's Guardian program, which is used to track domestic terrorist and shooting threats.
This is the kind of person men's rights activists encourage and support.
No, this was actually a lie, and the FBI was actually really pissed off at the local police department for raising false panic, because that's actually not what the videos said really at all. And the FBI knew very, very quickly that there was no evidence whatsoever of any of this being real. In reality, I was going to film school in a few months in London, and so I was practicing making videos, and I was kind of copying like Heath Ledger's Joker kind of style. But it's nothing really at all like what the news is saying. And when it says F the place up, I think they made that quote up because I'm almost 100% sure I never said that. So this was not a true story. And this was basically a non-story in the view of the FBI, who actually, the FBI made their own statement saying, this is nothing, there's no threat here, and I was never put in the Guardian program. So someone, either the media or local police department, either got that wrong or lied.
Now, Blue did take to Reddit a few years ago to express concern about these events and how they might prevent a woman from wanting to date or marry him. Now, ultimately, Blue's father, a lawyer and former mayor, managed to get all the charges against him dropped, saying that it was all a misunderstanding, that he was making a documentary, that he was playing a character, it was all acting, and he didn't really mean any of the things he said.
First of all, it's really weird and stalkerish how obsessively this guy dug into my past and found these obscure articles and a 4-year-old Reddit post and my family history. But just about what he said, that my dad, being a former mayor, was able to get the charges dropped. Dude, just because you're the former mayor of a small town, you couldn't convince the FBI to drop domestic terrorism charges if someone was trying to bomb a hospital. Like, that wouldn't cut it. The reason why the charges were dropped is because there were no charges, because there was no evidence, because nothing happens. And then he goes on to talk about me making threats in the Reddit, in the Discord server, which...
And yet a decade later, here is Blue making those same vague threats on that Men Are Human Discord server that Fanny was participating in. Now you do...
I don't know what he's talking about with vague threats in the server. He's just lying as usual, because that's what he does. But I will say this, Brett, we have emails exchanged where you agreed to a debate, or as I called it, a conversation. We could do it on your channel, my channel, really anywhere. You agreed to it, and then you backed off, and I never heard from you again. What gives with that? But really, this is just typical of anti-MRAs, and this is what I see anti-men's rights activists do in general. They lie, they're disingenuous, they backtrack, they don't actually address any of the issues, they gaslight, they manipulate, and they do things like this because they know that they can't actually win in a fair debate. They do these hit and run kind of tactic videos. They never really address a point directly, and when they do, They always twist words and they always manipulate words and data and facts around their narrative, and they never really come across to a consensus as to what things are and what things aren't, because they don't have one. They don't really have any consistent points. They contradict themselves all the time, and they always run away from any MRA who is willing to debate. They'll make these little TikTok videos instead, where they'll take little snippets here and there out of context, spin things around, and then proclaim victory. And personally, I find that somewhat pathetic, but that's just me. Anyway, Blue Orange 22, signing out. Good to see you again.